Hey everybody, welcome to the Bulls Tabletop Hour. I'm Adam Harry, back with...
I'm Abe. I've been spending the last 4 months up on a mountaintop meditating.
Where have you been?
40K.
Where have you been?
Meditating on mountaintops. I've learned all the inner workings of 40K.
Abe's back.
Yep.
Are you all 40K? You're like Zen 40K?
I'm Zen. I've got it down.
We had a lot of
You rolled a hit and then you rolled a 1.
You rolled a... That's all you do. Yep. And if you roll 6s the whole time...
It's done. It's over.
So today we have a lot to cover. We have all of the fun stuff that happened at the New Year Open day for Warhammer World, which is just packed full of craziness. We've also got... What? Yeah, we've got the Gloomspite
awesome
Gitz.
Gene Stealer.
We have the previous Gene Stealer Codex, because that's all the stuff that came out.
Oh.
So we're going to be going through some of that. I don't know why this book is out here.
Yeah.
But whatever. Point is, a lot of cool stuff came out this weekend. Abe, where should we start, man?
Well, let's start with some of the new models that they released. Not released, but released pictures of. So,
yeah. All the Gene Stealer Cult stuff that came out over the weekend. They showed off 4 new characters.
Yep.
Along with a couple more teasers showcasing the guy that had the little data slate.
Where's attacking Warhammer World.
Where's he attacking?
Or the GW headquarters.
Exactly. And then they also had a new dock with an icon ward, but he had syringes and stuff.
And we got more pictures of the bikes and the ATVs, which are probably the things I'm most excited about.
The BMX, Team BMX/ATV.
Yeah, because I really want to get my hands on the sprues themselves.
They're extreme, dude.
But those guys definitely seem like they have the most conversion opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I can maybe convert them to use as some Rough Riders for Excuse
me. Yeah,
because
totally.
they seem like a really cool idea for that.
Where have the Rough Riders been?
I mean, they're probably off fighting
Saruman,
right?
Probably.
They're waiting for Guilliman to call for aid.
That's
they're going to be.
We're waiting for the horn.
Yeah, Guilliman calls for aid.
We must aid him,
and the Rough Riders will answer.
But yeah, I can totally see that. I mean, they are humanoid proportions, so with guardsman heads and stuff like that.
They'd be really cool.
Totally
so
work.
Someone who doesn't play Gene Stealer Cult myself, that's what's got really made me excited. But I really do like the new models and kind of the assassin-y feel.
Oh, right? Yeah. There's if you haven't seen the models, we have them on our website, but they're also Warhammer Community. They're all over the place. But the 4 new models they showed off, there's an assassin type dude that's kind of bent over, and he's got what is it?
A baby Gene Stealer
or
something, right?
Not a cherub. I was gonna say
it kind of is like a
servo skull, but not. It's a
Gene Stealer's.
There's a new Magus or Magus model with the big. It's a female Magus with a big crazy head thing and the staff.
Who also looks a little assassin-y, right?
She does. She's got
she's gonna cut you.
She's gonna cut you. Yeah, or psychically mess you up too.
Yep.
There's a creepy dude with an icon with also a bunch of swords.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if is he also an assassin?
See, I'm just thinking now that we've got these guys, do the cult? They're a cult, right?
They are, yeah.
So cults only have a creed, right?
I guess.
So now all we need is the Black Templar versus Gene Stealer cult box, and then we've just got Templars versus
Zealots versus cultists,
right?
Hey, that could be a fun box. There's also the cool guy with the Voxcaster, and he's got the Sonic thing. I'm getting kind of like a Dune vibe from.
I get it from a lot of it, but you know what else I'm coming to realize at this point, which maybe I should have struck this earlier. They're the Skaven. Gene Stealer cult, people have been where are the Skaven for 40K?
Holy crap!
For 30 years, right?
Holy crap!
Gene Stealer cult, they're all miners and cobbled together weaponry and weird stuff and but also assassination and stuff, and they come from beneath. They're the Skaven of 40K.
Holy crap, Abe! You just blew my mind.
Right?
I didn't even put that together until just now.
Yeah,
and they both kind of have the horde mentality. There's a bunch of cheap dudes, and there's a better,
and they worship some weird god.
Holy crap!
They are totally becoming, and I said, didn't really click till I was looking at some of these models. They got all these weird.
They got the crazy aberrants too.
They got aberrants,
abominations.
Yep, they're all about underground and drills and weird tech stuff. Yep.
I'm a little speechless right now.
Nah, and they have the same kind of gutter runners. Remember gutter runners from back in Warhammer Fantasy? They had the same kind of ambush mechanics.
Yeah,
even.
no.
They totally are that niche.
Wow.
And even that aesthetic in some ways.
That Abe's theory. I'm seeing a lot of parallels. I feel like we should explore that more. Because holy crap, that's
Wow. It's there. Like, if you look at I think it really hit me when the new, like, assassin model who's kind of, like, bent over.
Yeah, totally. Like, I was thinking, like, Dark Elf at first, but
like, if that guy had, like, a rat head.
Yeah.
And they're all about sewers, too, which...
He had a tail.
Sewer, well, some of them do have tails, right?
Vestigial tails and sometimes actual tails. Holy crap, dude. I didn't even...
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wow.
This is what they're doing with... Like, this is the Skaven equivalent.
Yeah. It's a crazy box set of new stuff. Not a box set. It's a crazy new set of stuff coming out for the Gene Stealer cults. They've also got the crazy gunman coming out.
Right.
Who's apparently going to be in the Kill Team box as well.
So here's the question now. Because we've also gotten the new Mechanicus guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, as far as I can think, these are the first Kill Team models.
So it's a little... I'm not 100% sure that is going to be a Kill Team only thing.
Sure. But
well, it's not, because it's going to have rules for 40k, obviously. Hopefully. And I'm wondering, because they've shown off 2 different painted versions of the Gunslinger. Right. So that's what makes me think that model is going to be released.
I mean, I think it would be silly if they did it. But this is the first time we're actually, like, as far as I can recall, this is the first time we're actually seeing models released as Kill Team first.
Yeah, they didn't really mention it before. I mean, they showed the other painted version of him, of the Gunslinger. That's the guy. He's actually got 3 arms. And he's packing 3 pistols, which is kind of neat.
Well, like the Mechanicus guy.
Yeah.
The Mechanicus aren't getting a new book right now.
It's true.
So, he's going to come out in Kill Team with this model.
Yeah, you're right.
And then they'll probably put out a free online PDF, or there'll be a card in there.
There'll probably be the rules in the box.
Yeah, that says, here's how you use him in 40k. Yeah. But he's going to be a Kill Team release.
Okay.
And up until now, Kill Team has just been borrowing models from 40k and saying, like, here's how you can use your existing models, basically. So,
well, more on Kill Team later, because the last thing from the GC cult was the big new terrain kit.
The drill.
With the drill, which actually uses the Sector Mechanicus, kind of builds off of that theme with, like, the ladders and the walkways. But it's a massive drill. It's a 2-story tall drill.
It's a very, like, Austin Powers, like, super villain weapon. I'm going to be the drill!
Yes. We will drill to the core and make them pay. Yeah, you're totally right about that. So, but that's a cool thing for the Gene Stealer cults coming out. They're getting their own terrain kit.
They're getting their own terrain
kit. Which I think is a trend we've seen with a lot of the new armies. They get the new army, new models, and then also a terrain feature to go with it.
And I feel like this is probably one of the better ones to me because a lot of the other ones have kind of been like these weird that don't fit with a lot of the existing terrain pieces they have. Yeah,
well, the orc one was interesting because it was like they took the other orc stuff from Speed Freaks, and were like, hey, this fits into that kind of mold.
It fits into that.
So they kind of created their own section. But you're right. I know what you mean.
It doesn't. Yeah, like the Eldar one was cool, but they don't sell a ton of Eldar terrain. So you're like, unless I've made up the Webway portal. So like you're like, unless I'm going to actually use it as a Webway portal, which very few people have. You're like, if I just want it for terrain.
Also, as a terrain feature, it doesn't do much because it's a giant arch.
But this...
It looks cool, but you can't...
Yeah, and you can't really use the bits because it's just a big arch. So you're like, unless they have a bunch of like the weird Eldar forests, it doesn't fit. And then build stuff. But I think this one can really easily fit into if you have a bunch of the Sector Mechanicus stuff.
Yeah. It'll slot into your board, your collection real easily.
And it'll look cool.
And you don't have to use the rules for it.
Right.
Speaking of the rules, though, I'm very curious as to what that drill will do, though, because... As we mentioned before, if these guys are kind of going the Skaven route, where there's a lot of them and they come from the ground and everything, what if this thing is like, units can pop out of here within 6 inches of it as because it bored down and created a hole for the army to spill out.
Well, I think it probably undermines your opponents.
It literally says that in the description.
Which means that it's beneath your opponents, but nothing's beneath it.
I don't know.
Right.
I see what you're saying. The last big reveal they showed off was they had the kind of animated teaser trailer, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool video.
Yeah.
They showed off a big Tyranid, because again, Gene Stealer cults are very tied to the Tyranids.
What?
Yeah, big shock there.
Well, I mean, if you haven't read anything since like Rogue Trader, it would be a shock, right?
Yeah, it's true. But they showed off this big Tyranid beast floating into the planet with spore pods coming down. And I don't know. We don't have a Tyranid Lord of War.
It's true.
Just throwing it out there.
Adam's been wanting one for a while. I know.
Just something to compete with Knights, because seriously, that's a problem right now.
It looks. I know people have said it looks like the Tyranid, like main big battleship from the new Gothic.
Gothic exactly.
Video game.
Yeah.
So it could be something like that. Definitely.
A crazy flying Lord of War would be nuts.
Would be pretty interesting.
I don't know what it's going to be.
Like psychically flying, like right? It'd be like psychic hovering. No,
I don't know if it would be. The thing is coming down from space, so and it's got claws in its tentacles, or
tentacles on its claws,
and teeth in its.
It's got a lot of teeth.
It's got a lot of teeth. So it's an interesting teaser. We don't know what that means. Again, Genestealer Cult's all about the Ascension Day stuff. So
I do want to give props to Games Workshop in general, though, because their teasers have been hitting it out of the park lately.
Oh yeah,
they've really upped their game, and I'm really interested to see. Starting last year, now with all of the
last year was like a week ago.
Yeah, but the Malign Portents was actually like really last year.
Yeah, true.
They did all the Malign Portent stuff with that kind of animation. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting more animation stuff.
Yeah, the Gloomspite Gitz, which we'll get to later. They had a really cool animated thing.
So I'm really interested to see if they're just going to be using all this animation stuff for teasers, or if they're ever.
I mean, they talked about doing that TV show.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. They're ramping up their animation department for sure, and I think they've been doing, like Abe said, they've been killing it, and it would be great to see some of that.
And not just their animation teasers, their live action teasers that they've done too have been killing it too. But especially with the animation, I'm really like, wouldn't you love to see like just like 5-minute shorts or something?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep bringing the teasers.
Keep bringing it.
I don't really care for the teasers of teasers. Like,
sure, I mean,
but like, come on,
that's how marketing works. That's how marketing is, right? Like,
but like the teasers are great. A 5-minute short with any of those styles, either live action or animated, would be fantastic.
Really cool. Animation's probably probably easier for them to do. Yeah. But I'd love to see. If you could do a bunch of like 5-minute Saturday morning cartoon style with Genestealer Cult, like that would tickle my funny bone.
It's true. So let's move on to Kill Team.
All right.
Kill
Team is dead. I win.
You killed it. Kill Team Arena is coming out.
Right.
And this is very curious to me because we've seen some success with Warhammer Underworlds.
Sure.
With Night Vault and Shadespire. That's really caused a new game, a new competitive scene.
Which I'm actually interested why this didn't come out earlier.
Exactly. Right? Because like Kill Team came out and it's a great, skirmish level game. It felt like they were trying to make it competitive, but it didn't quite have. It's not like a competitive rule set. Say like Warhammer Underworlds. Sure. But this one looks like it's going to be a fixed board with different doorways and stuff like that. Almost like a Space Hulk kind of.
Well, they say it's supposed to represent even fighting on Space Hulks. Right? Yeah. Like that's the feel they want. And but this is the kind of game that's whereas. Traditional Kill Team, you play on a big map or
and it's more of a campaign.
It's more of a campaign, but it's not really a great game for new players because you still have to have all the terrain and everything.
Sure,
this kind of thing is a great thing for new players to get into because you only need like 5 to 10 models and the box set. You don't have to have these huge. Like it's a great competitive, but it's also a great introduction.
I can see that. Yeah,
to that,
I haven't really thought about that.
And then you build from this, and then because if I'm, a 12-year-old kid wanting to get into 40K or something.
Yeah, Kill Team seems like a logical starting point until you realize, like, oh, I need all this terrain
and everything, and I'm supposed to play this big campaign.
I have to build and paint it all. I don't know. I'm brand new to the game. Maybe I don't even have a set of clippers.
Right.
Like, I can see that.
That can be hard, but this is a great thing for you to be like.
We throw the board down. I have a couple of doors.
I've got my 10 guys. You've got your 10 guys. And you can play right here, which is something they try to do. In like the Dark Imperium box, right? And a lot of their starter boxes, they try to give you these little boards you can play on so you can get started.
Sure.
And this would be a really good way to do that. Whereas the regular Kill Team seems a lot more aimed at either just getting players who have existing collections to play if they don't have time for a full game, to do campaigns, or if they're trying to start new armies, right?
Right.
But it does really want
get a little sampler.
Get a sampler, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it does really want you, and it's best when you're playing on these big, expansive, not necessarily big, but tall or cluttered boards with lots of terrain.
You want that almost city fight kind of feel.
Exactly.
Of like, there's a lot of dense terrain. You're moving around. You're jumping from platform to platform. you're getting position, you're working with, and absolutely, because that's where a lot of skirmish games do really well. I think is when they have really cool boards to play on.
The more skirmishy your game, the more terrain intensive it generally needs to be.
So I think you're absolutely right. I think this now that you mention it, I think Kill Team Arena will be a great spot to jump into as a new player. Also, just I'm curious to see what they do on the competitive side to help not balance the game per se, because it's technically already balanced, but I mean, like, how is it going to incorporate that? How is this going to become like an organized play type of thing that they do, like similar to Warhammer Underworlds?
I think that they very well could. It seems like they've got good things. It does seem like, it's probably going to end up being a more like close combat with smaller, tighter boards. You tend to swing towards close combat.
Yep.
But Kill Team did that already to a degree.
To a degree, in
close combat at short range.
In my game, I mean, you're playing on like it's not even a 3x3 board, so like the confines of the board dictate that close combat's going to be pretty pivotal. It's not like in a full game of 40K where you've got 2,000 points shooting at like a unit. You've got 2 units going at it, and it's easier to survive that run of shooting. We have a question.
We have a side comment from chat saying it's balanced.
There are points, and
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be balanced, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's again because it's campaign play. Things should theoretically work itself out over time.
Kill Team is probably more balanced than 40K because there's less units in it, and you're more restricted in what you can take.
Yeah.
So anytime that you're like, I can only take 10 models or something like that, you're going to be more balanced.
Yeah, but I have noticed that the close combat armies do have more of a fighting chance.
Sure.
So, and again, that's kind of up to you and your player group how that works out. But that's the cool thing coming out for Kill Team. Plus, we mentioned that the two new models coming with their own kits as well.
I do really like,
and the new
more terrain.
The terrain, the new kill zone. I think it was called Sector Frontieris.
Oh yeah,
which is Wild West in space. Yeah, I want a tumbleweed, GW.
Yeah,
like that tumbleweed. So
that's going to be an eternal spell. It's probably
right. No, that's coming out for tumbleweed.
I do like the new Mechanicus guy too with the Why are you quiet? We're hunting gene stealers.
It's true. Yeah, he's got the gun in the arm. Yeah. He's Elmer Fudd.
He's
Adeptus
kind of pudgy too.
Adeptus
Fuddiness. Yeah.
I like.
I'm sure he's probably Goat Boy's favorite model that they've made in a long time, because he's got the Goat Boy loves fat models.
He does,
and he loves models that are like, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. We'll get Goat Boy to paint that up.
Oh, he's gonna. I'm sure.
There's again more news from Warhammer Open.
Yep.
There was the new Amble.
Yep.
Coming back from Rogue Trader era Amble. We're not only getting the Ambles they teased, the Ambots, which they teased for Necromunda, we're also getting a freaking Amble.
A real Amble.
Coming to Blackstone Fortress. Yep. Which is kind of crazy. It's a crazy model.
It's a really cool model. This is one of the ones that I'm like... So Blackstone Fortress is a weird thing to me.
Yeah.
In general, and I'll talk about this in a second too with the Necromunda, but in general, I feel like most of their new models, for whatever side game they're doing, should have 40k rules.
Yeah.
Blackstone Fortress is probably the exception, because there's some weird one-offs, like...
The drones, the spindle drones, I feel like they have rules, but you're like, what?
Yeah, but I'm like, the Amble or the Iron Man, I'm like, where do they fit into the game? Like, I have one Amble, but what faction does he join?
What faction?
Right? Like,
it's a Xenos faction.
Random monsters are great.
He could be part of the Drukhari.
Like sure.
Because you like to capture
They like to capture something.
Yeah, their goals, I'm just saying.
But that's kind of like a random thing. Like, that's fine if it just stays within Blackstone Fortress.
I'm betting it's going to have rules for 40k for some faction. One of the cool things about the new Amble is that it's actually the answer to a lot of the rumor engines.
Right.
Because a lot of the bits they showed off over the last year were actually this Amble. And when they showed off the bits, I was like, is this, in the rumor engine, I was like, is this a Tyranid bit? It's too organic to be mechanical.
Right.
But it's not, there's not enough, the same design elements, it doesn't share them with the Tyranid. So it's its own thing. I thought maybe as a beetle for like the Sylvaneth faction, more war beetles. I was like, but it's not. It's its own thing. It's the Amble. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. And then I also I do like the 2 Ambots.
The Ambots are probably pretty cool to me.
It's going to come in a 2-pack too.
Yeah.
They said,
so
which is interesting.
Again, this is where we really get down to it with like the Necromunda stuff.
Yeah.
It's really weird to me that none of the Necromunda stuff has 40k rules.
It's true.
But like, and these, especially since I know they're not painted it is, but the one on the, if you're looking at the picture of the 2 of them, there's one on the right. It looks like a Spacewell paint job. Like
it does look like a Spacewell.
It's a very Spacewell paint job.
You know what it struck me as? They remind me of bulkier Castellan robots.
They remind me a lot of the Centurion models, but just not as horrible.
Yeah, I'd like to see how big they are.
I can't move at all.
I'd like to see it's hard to gauge how big those models actually are.
It is.
So I'm curious about them. I agree with you. I don't know why they don't have 40k rules. Mm-hmm. You could probably approximate, but that's going to be match. That's not going to be match play.
And this is true of all of the Necromunda stuff, right?
Well, I feel like you could run an army of guardsmen just using Necromunda models.
Oh, you could, sure, but think about like the Void Stalkers, right?
Yeah,
like from the Rogue Trader game.
Sure.
Like the day after that came out, they all had rules.
It's true.
So it would be really easy for Games Workshop to put out, because all of the factions have like a default. All of the gangs have like a default like 10 or 12 characters, right?
Yeah, they all have 10 models in a box. So that's
they come with like, here's your pre-made like cards. For
that's true.
For these 10 characters, right?
Yeah.
So it would not be hard for them to be like, here's the rules.
Guardsmen.
Yeah, here's the rules for the gang. The Escher gangers. Mm-hmm. Here's their 10 characters. Here's their special rules. You can take one of these units. So if you have this one, you have one, or they want to do more. We now know that they're going to be putting new rules for sub-factions into White Dwarf, right? Because we got the Crimson Fists. So again, it would not be hard to run them every month and be like, here is the Escher. If you want to field an Escher gang Imperial Guard army, here is the Necromunda 12th, the Eschers, and here's their Doctrine and their Order and their Relic and their 2 stratagems.
It would probably take them like a weekday to come up with all that stuff.
And then they're like, here is the Necromunda 15th, the Goliaths.
And the thing is that's actually based out of the lore, because we do know that in the Wars for Armageddon, all 3 of them, whenever the Hive Spires were attacked, the Imperial Guardsmen did conscript gangs to fight, and they use the gangs to fight in the Spire, because hey, they know the terrain better than we do. Let them deal with the orcs coming in through the tunnels, and
there are Necromunda. There are Necromunda regiments. There's the 8th, the Spiders, is a famous Necromunda regiment. So they do raise regiments from Necromunda to send elsewhere.
All the time.
So the fact that you have all these models, which can be used as guardsmen or women, why aren't there rules for that?
Moving on, because we got a couple more things to cover.
Yep.
They showed off a couple of new Blood Bowl minis, which were pretty neat.
I like the guy with the kite guy, right?
The chainsaw. Oh, are you talking about?
There's the guy with he's got like a kite kind of in
the goblins.
The goblins.
It's the new goblin minis that are coming out, and then also the missing Fotid Rot Spawn for the Nurgle team. Yeah, that because when they originally released those Nurgle team models, that was the one guy that was missing, and folks were like, "Where's that guy at?" Mm-hmm. The other thing that's coming out, I'm pretty pumped about. Titan Death.
So biggest Titan battle.
Yes.
Why are there no more Titans?
This is the reason why that campaign. What was it? Beta Garmin. Yep. That campaign is the reason that we don't have Titans running around 40k all the time. They all died. A lot. Well, most of them died.
Most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And
bad.
If you can imagine just the scale of that battle, it's
not the biggest. It's not the biggest battle of the heresy, right?
It is literally the biggest battle of the heresy.
Like even bigger than the Imperial Palace.
Way bigger than that, because this was Horus sending his legions of Titans and the Imperium sending their legions of Titans to duke it out in Titan Death. Yep. What's cool about this supplement, though?
This is for Titanicus.
This is for Adeptus Titanicus as well, not 40k.
There's a novel Titan Death also.
There's a novel Titan Death.
Is it out yet? Or?
I think it might be available. I know it was up for pre-order a while back. So, Adeptus Titanicus, new supplement Titan Death. First off, they've said that this is the first of a series of expansions.
There we go.
So
it's good to hear.
It's good to hear. They are still supporting Adeptus Titanicus, which I love. So I'm all about that.
I've got a bad feeling about this battle. What could happen at Titan Death?
Inside the book is going to have more Maniple rules, more Titan Legion rules, and options to let you personalize your army even more, which we're super pumped about because they've also shown off the upcoming new Reaver kit, which is going to have probably the rest of the it's got the buzzsaw hand, the rest of the Adeptus Titanicus weapons coming out too for the Reaver. So Titanet's coming out. Pretty pumped about that.
Like, all your Titans are gonna die.
They are gonna die, but we kind of figured they were gonna have more Titan Legions. If you just looked at the Waterside transfer sheet, it's got like 5 or 6 Titan Legions on there. We only had rolls for 2, so it was kind of like, hey, wait a minute.
And everyone knows there's more than 2.
There are more than 2 Titan Legions, yes. Another expansion they showed off for the New Year's Open Day was the new Carrion Empire, which is interesting because it actually pits Skaven versus the undead, and not just any undead,
but the
Flesh Eater
Courts.
Yeah, which is super cool.
And Skaven are one of the HSA lists who haven't gotten much love this edition.
They haven't. They've
been really good, apparently.
Yeah.
But they haven't gotten like a real big rework like some of the other people.
Right. They're both factions are getting a new model, new I guess leader option or some type.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. They showed off a picture of what we're assuming is the contents of the box, and if you look closely, the Skaven side is not your typical Skaven side. It is like all war machines all the time for the Skaven. It's got the warp fire thrower. It's got the doom ball, the doom wheel, and all this crazy stuff. It's got the 2 of the big aberrant guys, or 3 of those guys, and then if you look at the Flesh Eater Court side, it's got a bunch of ghouls, and then
Vargeists or whatever,
Vargeists or something like that. Yeah, the winged days. Big Nosferatu looking
whatever they call them this edition.
Yeah,
I don't even know anymore.
But the big thing again with that box set is there's going to be 2 new characters coming out, and then they got the creepy trailer too.
Yeah,
apparently it's a whole theme of like hunger and gore because
they're carrion,
and
they both eat. I mean, I don't know. I guess. Do the ratmen eat dead bodies? Probably. They're rats.
I would assume.
I mean, the flesh eaters definitely do.
Yeah, they chew through stuff. And then the other big final reveal was the new Chaos character.
I'm another Chaos character. Maybe this one will be good.
Ooh, bird. It's a good looking model.
You Harkin World Claimer.
Yeah, Harkin.
Can we harken back to when Chaos had good rules?
Ouch! It's a crazy looking Chaos champion of some type. I'm guessing either a psyker.
And I can't tell if he's like jumping or he's like psychically floating.
I think he's psychically floating. That'd be my guess.
It's kind of a weird pose, I think. But,
that was a cool model, and along with that reveal, GW also put out something that JR spotted actually.
Yeah.
Which was maybe an Abaddon teaser. We're not 100% sure or not, but it had the big claw, and it's
in the background of the. Well, it's in the background of.
It was I think on their Facebook page. They posted a picture of the new model.
And it's a picture of the model in the background. You can see Abaddon's.
It's very clearly the talent of
Horus. Yeah,
and it's even got like the bolt chain. Bullets come. There's only one of those around the galaxy, so.
Is there?
We
thought there was only one Horus, and then Fabius Bile started cloning stuff.
Well, you're not wrong there. So that was another big reveal, but it was a packed weekend. Whole bunch of crazy stuff coming out.
And Thomas has pointed out, and I would agree with this. I thought the same thing, that I think that this guy is very likely, if he's a sorcerer, he's very likely to be Zalzar, whatever. There's a specific Chaos sorcerer that's Abaddon's henchman.
Yeah,
that used to be like a Thousand Suns guy, and then went to some like Clockwork world, and then joined the Black Crusade. Not the Black Crusade, the Black Legion. He was mentioned in like the Fall of Arcadia. He's with Abaddon at the end when he's like, "Oh, you have to go chase that call guy. He's got something," and then Abaddon kind of forgets about it.
Yeah.
He like orders the chase, but like kind of forgets about it. They just happen to be attacking Ultramar at the same time anyway.
He's kind of busy.
Yeah, he's like, oh, whatever. And then,
Galaxy, galactic domination. There's a lot on your plate.
Well, it's easier if you don't let Gulliman come back to life.
That's true. And then you've also got the Orcs claiming the warp tear was their doing. So
it's true. I mean, I really hope that like the end of Vigilus is like Abaddon kicks like Gulliman's butt or something. Or Calgar's butt, whoever's there, and then just
Calgar is there, so he would probably be the one that he.
I mean, whoever like Abaddon shows up, kicks whoever the head Imperial guy's butt is, and then just Gasgul shows up and punches Abaddon in the face, and then it's just like Orcs are the best,
and then walks off,
and then everyone's like, that was really weird, but seems like strangely familiar, and only old players will understand it.
He's talking about Warhammer Fantasy, folks.
Only old players for life.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And it would be like, I'd be like, yes.
That would be something.
It would be something.
It would be some kind of something.
But I mean, why are orcs on Vigilus?
Why aren't orcs? They are there.
They're there.
Speed freaks are there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Gospel's warping around the galaxy too.
There's a lot of stuff happening on Vigilus that I'm like, what does this have to do with
You know what's really going to happen though? Tyrannid's going to show up. You have a Gene Stealer cult on the planet, folks. That means Gene Stealer.
Their Ascension Day was too early.
It's true, but this psychic beacon's still going. It's like a big it's the buffet light has been flipped on. The buffet's just not completely done. So, but that's it for the weekend. And now we have a replacement for me stepping in.
Yeah, it's Git time.
It's Git time.
Let's get it done.
I'm out.
Ooh.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
They can't answer.
I know. They can answer me slowly, in the next minute or so.
They can think about it in their own heads.
All right.
I'm fine.
Abe.
Hello, Larry.
I've missed you so...
Yes.
The prodigal Abe has returned.
Yes.
He's back.
I'm here again.
All right. So, the big thing that came out for Age of Sigmar is Age of Sigmar's newest battle tome. Showed up this weekend. Mm-hmm. We have Gloomspite Gitz.
Yes, and it's Spite, not Spire. There's a lot of spires in Age of Sigmar. This is not one.
That's correct.
But pretty much everyone I know.
And what we have here is we have probably the first, I'm not going to say it's a total reboot, but it's a pretty big update of a primary faction for Destruction.
Sure.
So now Destruction has 3 battle tomes. They started off and they did Ironjaws first. Ironjaws got 6 kits. They did Beastclaw Raiders. Beastclaw Raiders got no new kits. They just redefined what they were.
Yep.
And then Gloomspite Gitz is combining what, for all you old Warhammer Fantasy players, used to be Night Goblins, Forest Goblins, all the Trolls.
Yep.
And all the Squigs.
Yep. So generally a Night Goblin.
And a Giant. And just, why not? Everyone can take Giants. There are absolutely no orcs in this book.
Well, of course not.
Right.
These are Gits.
That is correct. Gloomspite Gitz. So, huge release for Games Workshop. We have 12 new kits are part of it. Just a giant number.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it is really big. The first week of pre-orders went up this Saturday. The next week has already been announced. That's going to be next Saturday. So this looks like the big, this is the big kickoff for 2019. So we've had lots and lots of battle tomes for order.
Well, it's like a
couple,
new year
a good amount for chaos. Right? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It is a great book. So you'll be able to kind of chime in because you remember kind of what the army was and what it used to be about.
I already will say the Mangler Squid model is pretty cool.
It is pretty good. So we have a whole, as we've been seeing with other Age of Sigmar fantasy armies that get reworked to be part of Age of Sigmar, much more fantastical, much more kind of high fantasy versus low fantasy.
So, in a lot of ways, this is one of the things. This is one of the lists that I feel stays the most similar to the old Warhammer Fantasy.
I mean, it's just a bunch of sneaky guys,
right? I mean,
shoot you with spears, all this.
Goblins were already one of the weirder ones.
Right.
They were already we take a bunch of drugs and have these giant balls and chains we spin around, and we have giant spiders and giants and trolls.
The core units of what defined Gloomspite Gitz are very old.
Absolutely.
There have been goblin fanatics.
Yep.
That was pretty much the original thing that Games Workshop did that made goblins theirs, as opposed to just these are generic fantasy goblins, little short green guys.
And Squigs as well have a huge history.
So what I was most impressed by this book is it's large. So if you go look at Beastclaw Raiders right over there, stage right, stage left. A lot of these Destruction battle tomes have been relatively small. This book has 36 units in it. It has a huge amount of units, and way more than you can build a single army of. So there's so many different flavors of it. You will absolutely have to pick and choose what kind of Gloomspite Gitz you want. We have a question.
We have a question
Bring it to us.
Commodore guy.
Ooh.
For the Commodore guy.
Me.
Yes. saying that he hasn't looked at any of the teasers or anything yet. Is Gloomspite going to have the spiders and spider riders?
Yes. So Gloomspite. So the core of the army. Let me just show you really, really quickly here, guys. Your battle line core is shooters and stabbers. Those miniatures have not been updated. Those are the classic plastic.
Yep.
I mean, they are plastic. They're fine. Also, you're going to buy these in ridiculous amounts. These units are minimum size 20, maximum size 60. They're 130 points per 20.
And they shoot at you or they stab you.
And they shoot at you or they stab at you.
It's pretty simple.
pretty sneaky. So that's the only battle line in the whole thing. Then you move on to leaders and dear Lord, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. There are 16 leader units.
Yep.
Then we have 5 behemoths. And then just a whole bunch of things that are arguably that you can take in different, sometimes battle lines, sometimes not, based on kind of how
but
you're.
They do have spider riders in there.
Correct.
And they do have the Arachnarok spider.
That is correct. So everything that used to be forest gobos with all the spiders, those are in here. So basically, when you do Gloomspite Gitz, you're going to have probably your infantry core of stabbers or shooters, and then you're going to decide, like, what do you want? Do you want to go squigs? Because all the I think squigs are the thing that probably grew the most.
Sure.
Because all the new units are squigs. Because there's the generic, just there's the squig herds that they're used to have, but now there's the squig hoppas.
Yep.
Who are basically squig knights.
They've had squig hoppas before, but. These are definitely new.
And then you have a variety of leaders on squigs.
Yep. And
then you have the Nasher squigs, who are the really giant ones.
Yep.
The cool thing, we've gotten into arguments about this online. Squigs have fly, so to represent the fact that squigs are jumpy. They're very jumpy. So they have given them the fly keyword.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they can actually fly.
Sure.
They do not have wings. Squigs cannot just off into the heavens. But on the battlefield, they have the fly keyword, so they're going to be hopping over obstacles. You can't slow them down. They're very cool. The other weird thing squigs have as a general mechanic across all of the squig units is squigs have variable movement.
Sure.
Because they hop.
Kind of traditional.
Right, so it's like their movement is like 2d6 or 3d6 or whatever. Yeah. And in general, what most of them are doing, squigs are hilarious. In that, so this is the no leadership army,
right?
Like this army's like when you take the leaders out, this army is leadership like 3 through 5. They're terrible.
They're goblins.
The brave parts of the army are like leadership 6 through 7.
Yeah.
And even the leaders are like 6 through 7, and then there's the occasional 10s, which are mainly the trolls and like the monsters who are just kind of don't care.
They don't care, yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. So this army has giant leadership problems that by design. It's not broken. That's if you want to play. I mean, Gloomspite Gitz are not known for their brave heart. They are not.
We are here to engage in a fair and honorable fight.
Are Gloomspite Gitz normally, are goblins like traditionally, they actually have lower leadership than Skaven? Or not?
Probably.
Yeah, like they're
so,
like, so when you build your army, back to the question, and by the way, everyone who's watching this, throw your questions.
I mean, I don't know
in chat.
What
throw them in
Skaven
chat.
Leadership ever is, because
pretty low.
They always had that strength in numbers rule. So Skaven Leadership was always 10 in fantasy.
Right. Same as
because you never you never put them in a unit that didn't have leadership.
These
10.
guys don't.
Yeah.
So when you build your army, you can go gobos, you can go squigs, which are going to be the fast, bouncy part. Squigs tend to be most dangerous when they break, which is what's cool.
Right. That's pretty traditional.
Like you do not want squigs anywhere near your army because they don't fight that well, but when they break, they inflict mortal wounds on units near them as they run away because they just eat their way
very traditional
to
for
free,
squigs,
which is hilarious. So it's weird. So which is good because they're fast.
Right.
So because they're fast and fly, if you're running squigs, you're going to be like, here's the not swing part of my army, and all the squigs are going to be like turn one, get them away from your army. Like they need to be closer to the enemy than you.
I mean, goblins, and they've carried through this book, have always been a very destructive army, or like
Right.
they're very randomly destructive. They're high risk, high reward.
Right,
like
right. It's very much a high risk army.
It's just gonna like fizzle out, and you're all gonna run away on turn 1 and never get anywhere. Or, but like when it goes off, you're like, oh my god, I rolled well,
and you're just dead.
Everything's in there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And there's fanatics and squigs everywhere.
Right.
And like
the Mangler squigs are really good. They inflict a lot of mortal wounds when they get in there. They're very dangerous. When they die, they inflict a whole lot of damage before they die. In fact, I think their rule is like watch out. And it's just like they're flailing around.
And then the character on it.
Right, and then there are HQs. You can buy Mangler Squigs plain. You can buy Mangler Squigs with characters on them as HQs if you want to go super squigs. You specifically asked about spiders. Yes, all the spiders are in here, from spider riders to the Arachnaroks. There's now 3 different types of Arachnaroks. There's basically there's the 2 different versions of them with different things on their backs. So there's the one with flingers with the little web catapults, and then there's one you can put a wizard on the back of one of them, and they have changed what the default Arachnarok is, which is really cool. Go to the very back. It's a skittle something. They're bad news.
Skittle. Skitter strand
Arachnarok. So they've invented a new type of spider, and these are super cool. So I'm gonna give you a little 2-minute. We're gonna take a little detour through the lore of Age of Sigmar, because I love the lore of Age of Sigmar. And what we have is, so looking back on the lore of Age of Sigmar, you realize that basically everyone's alive and killing each other, but there's also this big giant war for souls going on.
Right.
Right? Because like Nagash's opinion is, hey, I'm gonna ultimately win because everyone's going to die. And eventually, whenever anybody dies, regardless of who they are, I get their souls. So I will eventually win because I'm going to have all the souls.
All of them.
Then you have Chaos, who's like, no, we're going to corrupt people and take their souls. And then you have Sigmar, who's like, I'm going to get the best people. I'm going to only get those people who, scored a 1500 on their SATs.
Right.
And I'm going to take their souls and make those Stormcast Eternal souls. So I have the best souls.
Isn't it like a 1900 now? Since they took
I
the SAT?
don't know. I'm old school. I don't even know how
I took the old SAT. I'm old enough.
And then you have... so there's a bunch of different factions that are out there all arguing that they own the souls of... They should be the rightful... So there's this whole thing of like, how do you eventually... Like, okay, how would you ever really permanently harm... Like, what's the natural cycle of life for souls?
Sure.
And that is where Skitterstrand spiders come in. So there is a demi-plane in the realm of death, which contains all of the souls of spiders.
I don't want to go to that.
I know, right? No. Isn't it terrifying?
No.
So it is a giant, like, black dimensional sub-realm just full of spider webs, and it is occupied by basically not undead, but just like spectral spiders.
Oh my goodness.
And they eat souls. They don't eat living creatures.
Okay.
So the largest of them are the Skitterstrand Arachnaroks.
Okay.
And what they do is their special ability is they're web spinners, but they have the ability to slice holes and they can make temporary realm gates.
Okay.
Like naturally. So they can just cut a hole in reality, hop out into the material anywhere they want to in the 8 realms, grab people, bring them back into the realm, and then eat their souls. And they specifically talk about how they're drawn to great souls, because obviously they hunt souls, so they want great souls. So they're drawn to magic users, they're drawn to Stormcast Internals, demons, and undead, including specifically heroes and champions. And they even specifically talk about how Skitterstrand spiders are one of the natural predators of Stormcast Eternals who've been killed in battle, whose souls are on their way back. And the spiders are like, that looks delicious.
Whoa.
So... there's your nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, that's not good. I do like, I don't know if this was true.
Also, I don't know how you paint that.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool painting challenge.
They're spectral. They're not actually... These aren't being written by
They define it really vaguely. They don't specifically say... They just say that it is the natural... It is a semi-realm within the realm of death where all of the souls of spiders live, and these are the greatest among them. So in theory, they're spectral creatures.
Sure.
So I don't know how you would paint. So basically, you can paint your Arachnaroks in a bunch of different ways now, and they do different things.
Right.
So those are really scary.
And they get the deep strike. They get to
they deep strike
because they cut the whole.
That is correct. So the traditional living, these are that's just a big spot. The Shelobs out there, they start normally on the board, but the Skitterstrand Arachnaroks, they teleport in. So you have a big giant 14 wound crazy monster that's just bam, I'm 9 inches in your deployment zone, deal with me, and you're like, oh crap, it's not good.
I do
that's super. So you can absolutely go spiders and do a whole spider army. Absolutely.
And I'm not sure if this was true under the old rules for them, but I do really like that their wounds determines how many legs they have, which determines how many attacks they get.
Yes.
So
they get weaker.
Obviously, as you're killing spiders, you're chopping off their giant legs.
Yes.
Which is a very neat little detail to put in there. Yeah. Because they start with 8 attacks, and then on their legs, and then as they lose wounds, they go down to 4, and then they're dead.
So the main things that we have in the army that are new is obviously we have all the squigs. All the squigs are new. You guys will remember, if you're fantasy fans, that there used to be 2 different types of trolls way back in the day.
Yep.
There was the river trolls and the stone trolls.
Yep.
The river trolls were long ago redone in plastic. They're those kind of weird. They usually paint them green. They have kind of gill looking things. So they have finally redone the old and retired the old stone trolls.
And now they're Troggoths.
Now they're Dankhold Troggoths. So that is a kit. It's coming out. It lets you build them. So now you have 2 different types of trolls. Trolls are the part of this army that's leadership 10 because they don't care, which is cool. They're super tough, and then so you can definitely do them.
But they're still really dumb.
Yes, the trolls' unit sizes. So you guys know they're units of 3 through 12. Which is really good.
Which I think is how it used to be, actually.
Yeah, they still regenerate wounds. They're just a giant pain in the butt. So that's the boat anchor. If you want to have the tough, here's just you're going to have to chop your way through wounds kind of an army, you're going to go with trolls. Troggoths, sorry. All the spiders are still there. There's 101 different HQs, including 8 of them are new ones. There's that group of 5 HQs. There's the Loon King, who's the named character. There's a lot of the old HQs from the old army are now loon bosses.
Which you can take on different squigs
you can put them on squigs. They did a really interesting thing. I don't know if this is the first codex. You guys are going to have to correct me out there. I think it is. They have specifically made the characters and the gang that you can buy for Shadespire for this army
in the book.
They're now in here, and not as a throwaway battalion that's not good, but actually as decent characters. So you can take the troll and buy him as a hero, and he's actually pretty good. And you can buy
he's just asleep, right?
The named character. Yes, it talks about that. He's just I have mushrooms. He wants to be left alone. Everyone keeps messing with him, so he has to kill them. So he has to sit on them, squash them.
That's how I feel on the weekend, honestly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He's just everyone who works, but on their weekend.
So this is an army that,
and of course, there's fanatics.
Yes,
if you're worried about that.
The fanatics are there. There's 2 different types of fanatics, and you have endless spells. You have 4 endless spells, which is good. Which is good enough.
You had the mushroom cloud.
It's very good.
Which is totally not an atomic bomb.
The other cool thing that I wanted to talk about
is
fundamentally the army's special rule,
sure,
because that's the thing you really care about. And let me go find that. So there's 2 little notes that we want to give you guys that kind of sum up this army. The first one you're going to have is you have the Bad Moon Rises. This is, as every army has its big core mechanic, this is the core mechanic for Gloomspite Gitz. And how it's going to work is it's very cool. We have you've seen it. You can go on Bowls and read about it. It's right there. What you're going to do is at the start of the game, you're going to randomly determine one of the 4 corners of the board. That's where the Bad Moon starts. Then every turn, the Bad Moon moves forward because the Bad Moon moves randomly.
Okay.
It's not like a regular celestial body. It irregularly moves.
Sure.
Changes direction, goes backwards. It's creepy. So the Bad Moon every turn is going to advance 1 or 2 positions in its celestial arc. And the Bad Moon has 5 positions. It has in the far corner where it started, in the middle of that table quarter, in the middle of the board, then the other 2, then the middle of the diagonal table quarter, and then the very corner of the board, and then it leaves.
Sure.
So as it's advancing 1 or 2 steps per turn, it's going to be on the board, between 2 and 4 turns. Right. And what happens is there's a whole page of beneficial effects. They're both buffs to the gloom to your entire army, and some of them are nerfs to opposing forces. And what happens is when it's in the corner and in its quarter, those rules apply to that quarter of the board.
Okay.
When it's right in the center, it's the whole board.
The whole board.
And then it goes right into the other quarter.
Right.
So you're going to have this weird thing where as you're playing the game, you're going to be like, man, like I need to like, get into that quarter because I can really, if you're shooting at people in that, there'll be a quarter where enemies are unusually weakened and where your guys are way better.
Right.
And then there'll be that one critical turn where everything goes your way. And then it will, it will wane and then leave the table. So you kind of have this, you have a set of built-in advantages, but your army needs to be able to capitalize on them really fast.
Definitely.
And you have to kind of have some ability to either shoot where you need to cross table or get important parts of your unit into those quarters based on where the moon's going to go.
Everything I'm hearing about this army says, and I haven't read everything in it, so I don't know how it's going to actually turn out on the table, but it sounds like it's a very fun and random army.
Yes.
Not necessarily the most competitive army. Most competitive players don't stay away from more random things.
Sure.
A mechanic like the Bad Moon is really great, but you can't count on it being where you
That's correct.
want it.
It's not like Blood Tithe or something that's very regular. And
Right.
You're like, I kill things, and as I kill things,
This gets better.
this is better, and it's a linear table.
Which is fine. A fun book is, in many ways, the best thing that you can have. If you can have a book that's super fun to play and has a bunch of random stuff in it.
And once again, the game is about a heck of a lot more than what's the best power army at a tournament that happens once a year.
Now, whether they're also a strong power army, I haven't dealt with the book.
We'll see.
I don't know. But that definitely sounds like that's what it sounds like from everything.
The second thing I want to go over really, really briefly before we move on over and start talking D&D, because we got a lot of D&D stuff, is the Bad Moon Loon Shrine. This is the terrain piece, and the Loon Shrine is enormous. The Loon Shrine is about it's taller than this. I think the Loon Shrine is probably about yay tall. It's probably about 8 or 9 inches tall, and with a base of it's probably an 8 or 9 inch circumference.
Right.
It's huge. It does a bunch of things. The big thing that the Loon Shrine does is if you take one of these armies, you can take a Loon Shrine. You can take one. I believe it's free, and the Loon Shrine gives you lets your units ignore morale tests if they're within 12 inches of it. So, once again, if you're going to be going like heavy gobos, this is what you want.
This is what you want.
You really need that thing.
Definitely.
So I think they've built the army. They've made it super flavorful. The miniatures are beautiful as always. It's what Age of Sigmar needed because Destruction was now currently kind of they had been getting a lot of love. They really needed something really big and special. And this. I like this army because there's not a correct way to build it because it has so many units. Do you go mass goblins and you're just running forward and building a huge block of like 200 infantry that you could do easily around a Loon Shrine and you're just like, come and get me. You're not going to kill
you or stab at you.
Right, and I don't take morale tests because I'm near the Loon Shrine that you can't destroy because it's terrain. Or do you go spiders and are all super aggressive and teleporting in? Or do you go squigs and it's just random and insane? Or do you go trolls? Or what combination of it? So I think it's
now you're just trolling us there.
This is true. I think it's a super cool book. I'm really excited about it. Oh, something strange has happened. It's fine. That happens sometimes. So that is Gloomspite Gitz.
That's the Gloomspite Gitz.
And now, coming around the mountain, we have...
Is it playing?
Is it? I think I hear something.
It's a dragon!
It's our favorite...
It's me!
JR, here to talk to you
Hey.
about
Dungeons and Dragons.
About Dungeons and Dragons.
Any idea how hard it is to find a D&D book that features a boat on the cover?
Easy?
Spelljammer?
Well, Spelljammer has a
That's not
Spelljammer on the
Spelljammer?
cover. Yeah, that's not... And that we have here
Doesn't
in the office.
Doesn't the Sword Coast one?
No, it doesn't.
But I thought there was like a swashbuckler on it.
There is a swashbuckler on it.
How do you swashbuckle without a ship?
I know. And you might be wondering why am I having this lament? Why have I spent the last at least 3 minutes looking through our library to find a book with a boat on the cover? Because there's some exciting D&D news. The next we have a roadmap for 2019, and the big news is the new spring book, which is going to be like a good adventure supplement.
So it's kind of like Spring Out the Plank. Right?
Is going to feature boats, nauticals.
Oh, nauticals.
Yeah. Nautical adventures, undersea monsters, all kinds of stuff. I'm calling it D&D: The Life Aquatic for now. But
I think they did a teaser with some other great names.
Yes,
for
they
book.
did. They featured D&D Under the Sea.
Yep.
They had Long Walk, Short Plank, and of course my favorite, Boats and Shite.
Yep.
Which is what I think the book will always be called in my heart,
Definitely.
even if it gets a different official title name. But
Boats and Shite is the best
it's
name
amazing.
of a book ever.
It tells you exactly what you need to know. The book is full of it. There's stuff to go, right?
I mean, your DM's probably full of it.
Well, yeah, definitely. Understandably, he's been waiting, or she, they, you know, whatever. They've been waiting to use all those aquatic monsters, and now they don't have to wait for you to set foot on a boat. Well, I guess they do, but they have occasion for you to do so.
I'm really excited because I know in my games I've really been looking for a chance to inject more seamen into the game, and this is going to give me all the reasons, official rules to put that. And Marines and frigates and all those kind of things into my game.
Galleons,
everyone loves a good galleon.
Clippers, schooners.
Yeah. Clippers are like a little more later in the developmental period than normally is portrayed in D&D, but not impossible.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a seaman as well. Because there are some creatures that look like the Leonard Nimoy voiced sea creature from Sega Dreamcast. Anyone else remember that? Topical references. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
You make me feel like Captain America over here, but you know.
Well, yeah, but except there's no reason that anybody else should.
I'm Captain.
Like this reminds me of when we used to Charleston.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good port though. Nice time that back into the nautical theme here.
So, but that's exciting. We know that's kind of the next wave for D&D. We also know that there are 3 books at least planned for the next year. There's the one in the spring that's going to be boat themed. There's one in the summer, probably mid to late summer, and then there's going to be one in the fall. We don't know what those are yet, but we have. They're going to be like the one in summer is the next big campaign kind of thing. A lot like how Waterdeep Dragon Heist was the next kind of campaign, and it followed off of Tomb of Annihilation. There's going to be another big streaming event like the Stream of Many Eyes, where they announced and showed off Waterdeep Heist. They're putting together a crazy cool venue somewhere in Los Angeles, probably.
Nice.
Probably going to be like the weekend of May 17th through the 19th, so kind of tentatively mark your calendars, because there's going to be a stream featuring, you know, the new campaign for D&D. It's probably going to gather all the you know, community streamers and stuff together in one location.
It could be a river, even.
It could be. It may well be. There's been promises of a nautiloid ship there as well. They did say definitely that they aren't doing Spelljammer this year, which means it's definitely coming next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad they put out that roadmap. That definitely means we should have smooth sailing for the rest of the year.
I think so. I think the winds are going to be at our backs.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it'll be pretty easy now to chart our course into the next year and even into 2020. Because one of the other big announcements that they kind of teased out is that kind of like how the Tomb of Annihilation started exploring parts of the Forgotten Realms that are influenced by like Africa and Congo and stuff like that, where they're looking in 2020 to go in more diverse directions, seeing parts of the D&D worlds that have been influenced by other cultures. They're not like ever going for an analog, like a direct one like this is how you do fantasy Spain or whatever. But if you look at the Forgotten Realms, you can find all kinds of cultural influences there. There's the sort of Aztec, Mesoamerican influenced Maztica.
Is that Mesoamerican influence?
In case you can't tell from the names. There's the Asian influenced lands of Karatur. There's like I think is sort of Mediterranean Spain kind of thing. ish vibes going on there.
And there's Indiana Jones influenced Lands of Kalima.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And so that's also kind of in the works. It sounds like they've got a plan kind of sketched out for the next couple of years, and it looks pretty exciting. They're interested in engaging with the community more to find out more about like what's the kind of stuff you want. One of the big experiments that they're doing right now is the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, which you can get on the DM's Guild as a PDF, and once it kind of has been play tested enough, you can get your own print-on-demand cover of it, hardback or whatever, physical version of it.
Well, that sounds like a nice voyage to go on together.
I think so. I think if you wanted to, find your way across the unbent sea, that's the way to go.
Set sail for adventure, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good tagline.
Right?
Set sail.
See?
Everything you need.
Pay me money to write for you!
Here, this one's for free. Wizards of the Coast. Set everything you need to set sail for adventure with the world's greatest role-playing game.
Bang.
We got it.
Done.
In other news, RPG-related news,
Yeah.
there's apparently a Jane Austen role-playing game called
really?
Good Society. Yeah, I was just learning about this, so...
I'll have to learn all of the flower languages
Exactly.
to compete well in this.
I'd say we're in a golden age role-playing games right now, folks.
It's
golden
true.
age.
It's true. Jane Austen. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
right?
Yeah. Is this with or without the zombies, though?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure you could add them in if you wanted.
you're like, we're just gonna play a normal Jane. That's really the question is do you trick people into playing a normal Jane Austen game and then throw the zombies in, or do you trick them into thinking they're playing with zombies,
and then they never show up.
And they're like, man, I'm 30 games into this campaign, and I'm just getting ready for the ball, and like I keep on wondering when the zombies are gonna show up, and the game master's just over there giggling in the corner.
I know which one I would go with. That's what's kind of in the air for D&D right now. A lot of looking ahead
Fresh
at what's to
sea
come.
breeze.
There's do you like D&D t-shirts?
I do now.
Well, great, because they're looking to make some of their own.
Oh yeah.
Later this year.
What
We'll
is you
see.
just gonna like have classic artwork, or
I don't know.
like I rolled just a 20 on it? Is it
Maybe
just gonna be
like
a 20?
Maybe just their logo. I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll
D&D
see.
t-shirt.
If they were smart, they'd team up with Void merch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
Just really cryptic, like a cryptid. I don't know.
Well, I mean, everything in D&D is encrypted
Yeah.
from a certain point of view.
Oh, even the humans. They don't exist.
They don't.
I've never
seen one.
Well, so any other?
Yeah.
That's it for RPG news.
That's
this
it
time?
for RPG news for the moment.
Okay.
I guess the other big news is the Pathfinder 2.0 playtest is officially closed. So there's no that's done. We'll see them take the feedback and launch that at Gen Con this year. So that's another thing to look forward to. It is an exciting time because it's the first of a new year, or well, ish of a new year. It's the first week of a new year. The land still seems ripe with possibilities.
Yep. And we don't get a lot normally in like the first of the year.
So getting this much is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and it's good to have a chart for going forward.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much it for us today. Thanks, JR, and thanks for watching the Bulls Tabletop Hour.
Glad to have you back, Abe.
Yeah, we will, and I will definitely see you next week.
Pah!
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.